Hello, 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 and welcome back to another Production Tip Tuesday. Once again, my name is NeoQor, and I'm going to show you a little something that I like to do for fun sometimes, and that is just sourcing audio from different places out in the world and using it to make really interesting, fun sounds for hardstyle and Gabber. Um, so a while back when I was in San Francisco for HTID, I got on the BART train for the first time, and the train was making all sorts of crazy sounds, and I just couldn't help myself. I busted out the audio interface and the microphone and my laptop on the train and started recording the train. So I got quite a few minutes of good footage, of audio footage from the BART train ride, and I'm going to play a little bit of that for you. But yeah, this part right here is a part that I'm particularly interested in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little section here, and I'm going to make a Gabber Screech out of it. And so we've already got a kick imported into the project, so I'm going to show you what it sounds like with just a kick loop thrown over it. We got it up at 200 beats per minute right now. So yeah, let's get to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this recording here, and I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to put Edison on the master channel here. And so this is Edison right here. And then I'm just going to go back to the start of that loop, and I'm just going to record it through the master. So what we have here now is so yeah. So now what I'm going to do is going to zoom in, and we're just going to, I think it's trying to find out where it loops again. There we go. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to record it without the loop turned on, but I'm going to keep it at the same point. Yeah. So now I'm going to play this. Nope. So we're going to take it down to here. Just make sure we get the get it as close to the start point as possible. I'm hitting page up to zoom in, page down to zoom out. It's a nice little shortcut when you're using this plugin. Helps the workflow, so you don't have to keep using this little bar all the time. And then, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim this part here and just trim all the excess. So now we have just the part that we want. So now we're going to go to the very beginning, select the very beginning, we're going to fade in, Control F, then we're going to go select the very end, we're going to fade out, Control or Alt F. just so you don't have any sudden clicks or pops at the beginning or end of your recording. I'm going to go Control A, select all. We're going to save the sample, and we're going to save it as BART. Let me see. I'm actually going to save it in one of my pack folders. We're going to call it BART Screech Raw. There we go. And then we're going to click on this far right little button here on Edison, and that's going to just bring that clip into the project. We're going to disable this one here. Going to insert one, basically just create an empty row on the playlist, and we're just going to bring it over to where the kick is. So we have the original clip muted, and now we just have this guy here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that on the that particular channel, because when you create a new clip and import it in the playlist from Edison, it's going to create a new channel in the sequencer for that clip. So you want to send that channel to a new mixer track, and then we're going to move it over just a bit, and you'll notice that this is only it's still mono and it's panned to one side, so we need to fix that. I want this to be stereo. So the first thing I'm going to do, just to make this a little bit more interesting, and so it's not just panned off to one side, is I'm going to put a stereo enhancer on it. Now that's not really doing much right now, so we're going to turn up the stereo separation. And then we're still got a lot of it on the left side. I want it to be a little more balanced, so I'm going to pan it to the right just a bit. Yeah. Then we're going to set a little bit of a phase offset on this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So then I'm going to put a parametric EQ on it. I want to get rid of some of that low end, because this is going to be a screech. I don't want there to be a bunch of bass in it. So let me loop this. Yeah, so next thing I want to do, I'm just playing around at this point, by the way. This is not any kind of like proven, tried and true method for doing anything. I do have like a kind of a workflow that I follow when I'm making sounds, but a lot of it also is just screwing around with different sounds, especially when it's found audio. You just got to experiment and just kind of learn from experience what effects sound good on what types of sounds. Generally, I mean, I make hardcore and hardstyle, so I distort almost everything, but I do use Camel Crusher on a lot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a Camel Crusher on this guy. I want to see what this sounds like. Mess with some of the presets a little bit. Woo, that's loud. So let me turn my volume down just a bit on this channel here, just so it's not so ridiculously loud. So let's see what it sounds like now with the kick. Yeah, that preset just kills it. That's just crushed to hell. But you know what I want to do? Because right now it's so long and sustained, I think I want to throw, actually want to give it some sort of pattern. So I'm going to throw a gross beat on it, and I'm just going to mess with the different effects on this thing. Basically what gross beat is just a, it basically just takes your audio, whatever you put it on, and you can use different gate effects and different patterns, there's like a time effects up here, and then there's gate effects up here, which control the volume, and then up here it basically controls the time or the position of the clip, like in real, basically like as it's playing. So you can do all sorts of cool stuff with it, like. You know, I kind of like Chaos 8, actually. Yeah, I like that a lot. So, back to Camel Crusher, because I'm still not happy with the way this is, like, distorted. It's, yeah, I don't like this preset. We need a little more dirt, but, you know, a little more of a crunch to it. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, that's a start. So let's I'm gonna EQ it a little bit. We've got a little too much high mid in there. I feel like it's a little tinny sounding, so I'm gonna EQ some of those frequencies out. But actually, I kind of, you know what? I like the way it sounds when you boost the, when I boost over in this range. That's actually really cool. but that EQ, keep in mind, because it's pre-distortion, because I'm boosting it so much, that is not going to be the only EQ. That is primarily just to create that effect. Because when you boost a certain frequency through like clip distortion, then it's gonna clip it, and you're gonna hear more of that frequency, but it's still gonna cut. It's still gonna cut the it's gonna cut the amplitude of the wave off at a certain amplitude. So you're not gonna. I mean, it's not gonna get like louder necessarily if you boost it. You're just gonna hear more of that frequency, and it's gonna kind of drown out other frequencies in the overall spectrum of that sound. So it makes, basically what I did is I just raised a particular band, and it gave it a stronger resonance in that band, and changed the timbre and the character of the sound, but without like making the sound way louder and like way too ringy. But that said, we are still gonna put another EQ on it, just to just to kind of cut out some of those obnoxious frequencies, and fine tune it a little bit, so it's not as like not as screechy in some tones, that might be unpleasant on some speakers. So let's see. So we've got so I think I want to add some pan effects on that. So what you can also do, which is what I'm about to do, I'm going to put some panning on this guy. So right now I'm just messing with the automation of the panning. Keep in mind 50% here in the middle is centered. So if you go up or down, it's going to go left or right. I can't remember which one is left and which one's right, up or down. I'm not sure, but we'll figure it out. So let's hear it so far. So I kind of got it going left or right every like 2 beats or so. So let me do that. Just put a, there we go. I'm going to move this a little bit up this way. I like that a lot. Yeah. So another thing you can do, I mean, hell, we can just stack up more gross beats on it and just make even more variation in patterns. And what I'll also do a lot of times is automate these gross beats. So like this one all the way down turns off this top bank completely, and then this bottom one controlling the volume turns off. Well, if it's all the way up, this bank is in full effect. If it's all the way down, then this is not affecting the sound at all. So I'll just go like all the way up or all the way down, like on an automation clip, just as like a switch to switch it on and off. So I'm gonna go half beat gate, and that's I kind of like that, but I wish they were longer. So you know what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna delete. Well, that's not what I want actually. Poop. Yeah. So these are just stair steps. Oh, so you know what? I'm gonna turn the release up. So now there's more of a tail every time it cuts off, so you can still hear a little more. It doesn't cut off quite as quickly. So there's an attack and release on these gates here. And you can turn it off. So that's pretty cool. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to make an automation clip for this, and we're just going to play with this a little bit. I'm just making random shapes. We're just going to stair step it. So now and then you can just, I mean, you just play around with these effects and just record out, and just play the loop without the kick, and just record out in a bunch of different variations. And I mean, you have like unlimited stems from just like one sound, and you just put different beat effects on it and just have a bunch of different stems with a bunch of different beat effects. Or you can just repeat this loop in your project and just have one long automation clip that just constantly changes, and you can time it however you want and have unlimited combinations of beat effects and gate effects all working together in like different times to make it, to make your screech sound like this crazy automated, like just totally varied, just crazy nutty transformer screeching angry friggin' sound. It's really awesome. I mean, like, yeah, the possibilities are endless with this. So let's see here. So we can put, we can also, what you can do, this has a filter, the Camel Crusher plugin. I mean, hey, we can turn the resonance up and see what that does. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to automate this too, just for fun. Browse parameters. We want to automate the cutoff, filter cutoff. We're going to create an automation for that, and then I'm just going to make just having fun with the automation clip. Nothing too specific, just fun with automation. And we're just going to mess around with it and see how it sounds. Yeah, so, and then like I said, you can adjust the resonance too. If it's too resonant, you can turn it down just a bit. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So like I said, I encourage you guys to just find sounds out in the world that they're just interesting. If you hear something and you have an opportunity to record it, just like record it. I recommend having a portable recorder or some portable way of recording on you at all times, whether it be your phone, if your phone has a decent enough mic, or just like a little portable Tascam recorder, or even just if you have your computer and you have an audio interface or a microphone, you can just plug into your computer real quick. Man, just pull it out and whip it out and just friggin' record it, man. Like get it down, because you can have so much fun with sounds that you won't ever find in a sample pack, just random sounds. But if you hear something that inspires you, like I said, the possibilities are endless. And so yeah, I mean, this was just a train sound. I heard something in it that I thought, well, that's it's kind of a cool sound, and I mean, here you go. There you go. It's already a Gabber Screech in the making. I might actually use this for something now. I kind of like this. I think I like it without the automation a little more though. I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, it definitely needs more work. It's not the most perfect thing. Definitely needs some more EQing, but it's a start, and I hope this inspires you to get out there and find your own cool sounds to throw into the studio and have some fun with as well. So this has been another Tip Tuesday. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. I hope I have inspired you, and I will see you next week.